So I think that there's a common misconception where people are like, there is one way and that's the right way. Like you'll hear oh, you should do a sweaty, SMB first. Oh, like go to San Francisco and do a VC thing. Oh, go get a job first. Like, I think all that's actually wrong. Like there is no one path, just like most things. And it's this idea that I talk about a lot where people want like entrepreneurship to be like playing Bach, right? Or Mozart gives you the music. And in reality, it's like playing jazz because the world is changing like all the time. So, I think people should start and invert that lens of saying, okay, like there isn't one path to do this, but let me start with like the life and the person I want to be and just go try some stuff. Right. And if you feel emotionally, like if you had to guess right now, based on what you know, that going to do a high-tech startup is the best path for you, like go to the right city and do that, right? Move to Austin, move to San Francisco, move to New York and go make it happen. If you think that maybe you're the right person to go window wash, right? Like go do it, right? Like go to Southern California and like wash people's windows. They'll pay you money for it. Like, I think those are all kind of options. And I think it's a disservice, or maybe just not even a disservice. It's just not deeply thought through if you're like, oh, this is the only one way to like live the right life, right? There's just so many different ways, and it's up to you to decide what life you want first, and not for me to say like, oh, you should go start a plumbing company. Like, I don't know, maybe that's for you, but who am I to tell you what to do? Like, I'm not going to do that. Nobody should.
You had a really good Twitter thread the other week about unconventional advice for aspiring entrepreneurs. And I want to say there were like 20, 30 things on this thread. I basically, before this podcast, just kind of pulled out like one of the top 5. And I think you kind of actually already addressed one of them, which was just to simply surround yourself with other actual entrepreneurs. So I do think that makes a really big mindset shift. But I'd love to kind of chat about the other 4 while we're here and get your thoughts and maybe expand on them a little bit more. The first one I thought was really interesting was give yourself 18 months of cash before you actually go out and do that thing. I'd love to know why.
Yeah. So my experience there is when people, and I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and and being one, when you can set yourself into the right mindset to think long-term, like it becomes immensely powerful. You can start to build things of even greater kind of impact and meaning. If you have a shot clock that says 3 months from now, I got to have an idea, or I got to have a salary, or I'm going to not be able to pay my rent, like that puts you in the entirely wrong mindset to be able to do this stuff. And you start to make decisions that unfortunately optimize for the short term rather than the long term, which is what entrepreneurship is all about. So yeah, that's the idea. Like, go get it to where you're not worrying about if I'm going to make my rent 6 months from now, because you saved enough to get there.